All right.
Yay!
Yay! So we just had our first round of blood work.
Yep.
Um,
Process has begun.
process has begun. Yeah. No, it was actually wasn't too bad. This clinic that we found here close to us, who could do our blood work because we're traveling to an out-of-state clinic for the actual IVF treatment. The nurse that we had today was
so nice.
So
happy
nice.
And cute and perky and sweet.
And we had the first appointment of the day, so we got in there, we got out of there.
Yeah.
In plenty of
Opened
time.
at 7:30 and we're on the road at 7:50.
Yeah. And we had a lot of blood work to do.
She took like
because since we are going
each of us.
Yeah, since we were going out of state, the state that we're going to requires certain baseline blood work. So that's why we had to go and get a big panel. And she said she's like, you won't be getting this much blood again.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
So tip number 1, drink a crap ton of water.
Yeah, we chugged at least 2 glasses each last night. And then a whole glass this morning, right?
Yeah, and I probably should have done a little bit more, but my veins were flowing.
Yeah,
she said my blood was flowing so much it would, as soon as she would change the vial over, it would
pop on through,
shoot back and hit the back of the vial.
She said she could hear it.
Yes.
Your blood is as eager as you are. You're like, let's do this.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, maybe that's why I'm feeling it, because my blood's like, yeah.
Your blood's like, yes, just do it.
I'm ready.
Put me
in, coach.
Your body is so ready. It's just so ready.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, that was exciting. I think we're, that it's nice to have those steps like underway, like we're moving, we're grooving.
Yep. So we bought our donor sperm yesterday.
We did. We purchased our donor. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
I feel good about it.
So, yeah, with that, what was I going to say? Oh, that they only advised us to purchase one. They said that we could get 2, but they really were saying that they were good with 1. They were familiar with the sperm bank that we utilized, and the sperm bank was used to our clinic, so everybody on both sides knew who everybody was. Nothing was out of the ordinary. We've had so many phone calls. We have so much video from phone calls, etc. Not sure how much we'll show in these vlogs, but
it's a lot of back and forth and
questions.
Did you sign this paperwork? Oop, nope. Okay, sign this paperwork and then send it in, and then questions about while you're filling out the paperwork. So just be prepared to
do back and forth.
To do a lot of back and forth and not
hurry up and wait.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to make a 5-minute phone call. It took pretty much all day to.
Yeah, and it was all week was so once the decision on our donor was made, then it was figuring out okay, which name needs to be on because of the procedure.
Yep.
For how we are doing it, where we are going to, the IVF process is happening to Stephanie to harvest her eggs, and then the FET or frozen embryo transfer process is happening to me to transfer her egg into my womb. So that it's very important for us to clarify that and to make sure that everyone's on the same page. I talk with nurses a lot about that.
Yep.
So for shipping, it had to be her name on it because the IVF procedure is happening for her. So a lot about clarification of which name so that nothing gets rejected, everything goes to the right place at the right time.
Right.
Yeah, for
lots of fine details that you really need to be paying attention to. Ask as many questions as it takes. This is not a situation where you should.
Yeah, don't be shy
yourself for asking too many questions.
Yeah, and actually, it was empowering, and by here on Friday, the end of this week of calling people, I was feeling very confident calling the nurses, being like, hey, just will you walk me through this paperwork? I just want to make sure that I'm clicking all the right boxes. And there were some questions about what happens if something were to happen to our relationship. It's very important that to go through everything and make sure that you're not signing away any of your rights, and that you're that you're really accountable for everything.
Details.
Yeah.
And if the nurses aren't nice, or if whoever you're talking to isn't nice, ask for somebody else or go somewhere else. It's not worth it. These people, I mean,
And
this is a sensitive topic, and if you don't feel comfortable, go somewhere else.
And paying so much money out of pocket.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Don't spend your money on a place that you don't want to be. Like, actually, it was only the insurance company that I had issues with talking. Like, I got a bum person on the line.
And this is a good story, because if you have that and you hang up and you call back, you will get somebody else. You don't have to talk to insurance people who are cranky. There's so many who are answering the phones.
Yeah.
Hang up and call again.
Yeah, because in last spring, when we first were going through this process and figuring out with a different clinic, I called and had a great person. Stephanie called and had a person who was terrible. This fall, I called and had a person who was like so out in left field, but you had a great person who was able to answer all your questions. So, goes to show we have same like insurance carrier, but different insurance plans through our employment. So, always
call all the time.
Yeah,
if it's covered. And this tidbit we found out today is that the nurse told us that should we see something reflected that's not our copay, because we were told this was our copay, she said call us back. They can change the codes and resubmit. So that's a good thing to know. I feel empowered about that moving forward.
Yeah, that was a good tip today.
I'll ask, can you change the code so we can try to get this submitted for insurance? It really sounds like these clinics want to work with you. They want to make sure you're getting coverage. Yeah,
and they specialize, right? We're going to specialists now.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing all day, every day, is working with people who are going through the IVF IUI process. So, yeah. But I feel good.
It was a really great morning. We started a IVF playlist.
Yeah, trying to do all the positive things, because at this point we have nothing to be but positive. Right. And we'll face every step of this medical journey as we go.
So next up, when Caitlin bleeds, she'll go in for an ultrasound.
An HSG test is next on the docket.
And that's to see if there's anything of note in her womb. Hopefully not. We're doing it early, so doing it this month, so if there is anything of note, we can try to tackle it ahead of time.
Yeah, and actually we have a lot of control of the process right now, thanks to just the way that they do frozen embryos instead of trying to do a fresh transfer, which is not our doctors suggests the frozen, in that way. So right now, our first step of the process, we can all focus on Stephanie's side and everything that needs to happen there, and then we can turn our attention to my side, which I really like, instead of us, trying
just being sunk together and trying to do it all at once.
Yeah. So now it's empowering. I feel like every step is
we have control over.
A new power over. Okay, this is how we're doing this, and
So next step for me, barring any issues with my blood work, not this period, but next period.
Yeah, because you're due any minute now.
Yeah.
So the end of the month, probably beginning of November.
We'll hopefully start the medication, so we'll have to.
So purchasing medication
is purchasing the medication.
Getting that all into our house and learning about it, and the nurses have been great about telling us, if ways to learn about how to do the injections and everything that we'll need to do.
Yeah.
So. All right. I love you, baby.
I love you.
Mwah.
Thank you for following along as we go through this IVF journey. If you haven't already, please click subscribe, and you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Muczyks.